Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to do my account overview for January 2025. So let's jump into it. At the end, I'm also going to talk about spending, how much I've spent in the game, and how much time I've played. So if you are interested in looking at how much money and time it took to get where I am going to go over that. So for this month, my biggest bottleneck lately has been Zetas. So what I did for Zetas over this last month was I gave Bo-Katan the last two Zetas that she needed. So for her, she needed Darksaber Flourish and reinforcements have arrived. So I did get those two Zetas. I will say that she was very usable without them. I do recommend them, but I was able to beat the special missions without those Zetas, and I was able to beat all the Lord Vaders without them. But it does make it more reliable, and they're good Zetas, and she's an excellent character, so I would highly recommend it. Next, I have Terran Malicos. So I did give him his last Omicron, and I don't remember exactly. I think I gave him one more Zeta and one more Omicron. So I think Vile Thrash and was what maybe just the Zeta. I think Vile Thrash was the last one I needed for him. So I did give him that last Zeta that he needed. I do think he's worth the 3 Zetas, 3 Omicrons, especially with in these last 3v3 with Ray, Ezreal, Bridger, and and Ben on that team. I needed to use Seer, Terran Malicos, Starkiller to reliably beat that team. So 100% Terran Malicos is worth the investment. I also got his 5 Zetas. So I did get a lot of Zetas this month. I did put a bunch of crystals into it. So I did, before he was missing all his Zetas, so I did give him his 5 Zetas. I will say that I really enjoy having C. I know a lot of people say that he's not that good or he's not worth it. I personally think he's worth it. He's excellent in TB, and he beats a lot of annoying teams in Grand Arena and opens up a lot of different avenues for me. So having C is a good investment in my opinion. He's still a GL. Other than that, as far as what I did with characters, so I did get Ezra Bridger Exile up and running. So I had all the gear saved so once I unlocked him, I took him up to Relic 5 pretty much immediately. I gave him his 3 Zetas, 3 Omicrons, and he's been going on defense for me with Ray and Ben, and this guy is amazing. Like him alone has won me some Grand Arenas this last month. So this character, 100% worth it. I think if you have him, get him up. He's comparable to Commander Ahsoka Tano and just how much of a lifter he is, but I would say even more flexible than Cat because he can go on any Jedi team really, or with Rey or with the Ahsoka. So an excellent character overall. After that, I ended up working on my Ahsoka farm. So I did take all my different versions of Commander Ahsoka Tano and Snips and Fulcrum. I took them all to Relic 9. I got Gas into Relics and I took him to Relic 8. I took Plo Koon to Relic 8. I got Rex into Relics, took him to Relic 7. And I did Barris and Ezra Bridger to Relic 5 as well. So the only thing I'm waiting on for Ahsoka is literally these shards for Padawan Sabine, Huang, and General Syndulla. And even if I have the gear for them, so once I get the shards, I will immediately take them up, probably take them directly to R7 since I'll be able to farm that material. Right now I am saving Zetas and material as well, because what's coming up next here very soon is Darkside Ray. So I do have I did red box, so I am going to get Darkside Ray up and running and get her to Relic 7. I have the Zetas and the Omicrons and all the gear saved for her to take directly to Relic 7. So next month in my February account overview, I will talk about Ray, Darkside Ray, what my opinions of her are and how good she was for my account. So let's talk a little about, well, first I did want to cover this one last thing. So ships. I did finish pretty much all my capital ships at this point. The only thing I have left is a few abilities on Quell for the finalizer, which is a useless ability. You literally never use it. I probably will get it up and running once I have the prestige saved up for whatever next capital ship. So once I have over 2,000 saved up, I'll probably finish that one and then just kind of bank the rest from there. But I did get my home one fully up and running. Before it was fine, but now it's fully fleshed out. And I did also get the Raven's Claw fully up and running as well. So at this point, I don't have any more ships that I'm interested in giving any more of their abilities. The rest of them are just kind of okay ships, and they're not really worth keeping. So once I get over like 300 or something of these abilities, the ship omegas, then maybe I'll start putting them on my other characters. But I think it's more important to just save omegas for future ships than to have more omegas on, or omega abilities upgraded for ships that just don't really need them, or just really lackluster. So my fleets are pretty much fully upgraded at this point. I am missing the last star on punishing one because I'm slowly farming it, so it's only 6 stars, and then I have a 6-star comeuppance because it's not really worth spending Cantina energy to farm that. So overall, pretty happy with where my fleets are. I do still have to get the Marauder up and running, but you know, sooner or later. But this, I did get this fully upgraded though. The Raven's Claw is good and home one's okay. It's just a cleanup fleet, but I thought if I have all the material and it's just sitting here doing nothing, I might as well have the functionality of getting a Raven's Claw and home one cleanup fleet fully fleshed out instead of, you know, half fleshed out. So I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. Not that big of a deal. So let's talk about overall. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but my GP, I did go from 10.18 million GP to 11.135. So pretty good improvement overall. We don't have lightspeed bundles or anything like that this month. So I didn't really spend much money this month. So just bought the 2 passes. So let's talk about Grand Arena. I had a pretty good 3v3 Grand Arena. I went 6-3. This is the highest I've started a phase. I used to be either get pushed down into Kyber 3 or I'd be right on the skill range wall of just above Kyber 2. But now I'm pretty safely in the middle of Kyber 2 because I went 6-3, which is a pretty good rating. So I'm pretty happy with that. Large things that allowed me to improve my Grand Arena experience. I pretty much got 3 or 4 more teams in this month that really made a huge difference. So having C with his ultimate fully fleshed out really helped. Having Seer unaligned force users with Terran Malakos was a huge deal. And then having Ray with Ezra Bridger Exile on defense was also a huge deal. So pretty much, and a fully fleshed out Bo-Katan Mandalore. So fully fleshed out Bo-Katan Mandalore, Seer unaligned force users, and C on offense, and then Ray with Ezra Bridger on defense allowed me to really punch up and then have a much better win record, or more comfortable win than I normally have in Grand Arena. And actually 2 of my battles I lost, I only lost because I couldn't one-shot the Executor. So if I was able to one-shot the Executor with the Executrix counter, then I would have won 2 more Grand Arenas. So I just need to get this counter more dialed in and kind of practice it. I don't think it's that reliable. So maybe once I get the Marauder up and running and use the Endurance for the Executor counter, maybe I'll start having a more reliable win rate against these accounts. But again, I'm still not entirely fully fleshed out on my account, so I am missing some notable things compared to my opponents. So it is still punch up, it's still difficult, but doing the best I can. All right, so let's talk about my spending and how old my account is. So I am at 11.135. So I'm at a little over 11.1 million GP. I have 6.6 million GP in my characters and 4.4 in ships. And I have 14,000 galactic war battles, which means I've been playing for 3.2 years, 3 years and 2 months. And you may say, then you must have spent an absolute F ton, Captain Amazing, to be where you are in the game. But I've spent $2,213 playing this game. I don't know if you would consider that a lot, considering I've been playing over 3 years, and a lot of that spending has been recently because I've purchased most of the bundles, so probably close to $700 of that has been Lightspeed bundles. The rest have been passes and crystals, so I don't buy a lot of packs. And I think that has kept my costs down because I don't buy shards, I don't buy packs. I only buy crystals for special unlocks, like to 7-star my ships or things like that. So overall, I think my spending as a content creator of only $2,200 is not a super lot in the grand scheme of things. But I'm pretty happy to be where I am late game, punching close into end game with that amount of spending and time played. I do think having a focus on resources has pushed my account development faster than normal overall. So let me know how much, if you guys want to go into your guild commander and see how much you've spent and how much time you have played. To see the time played, all you do is you look at your galactic war battles done and you divide it by 4,400, and that will equate into years. So let me know how much time you have played and how much you've spent in the comments, because I'm interested to see and generally what your overall GP is. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.